the whistler in the Mesquite. I've worked border patrol along the Texas line for going on 14 years now. I've seen heat stroke deaths, cartel runners, wild animals, lost families, hell, even a guy trying to smuggle a whole generator through Big Bend. But nothing prepared me for what happened outside Eagle Pass last spring. We were tracking a group, 3 individuals who'd slipped past the checkpoint late afternoon. Standard stuff. We picked up their thermal signatures with the drone, and I headed out with Agent Ruiz, one of the new guys. Good kid, just green, eager. The desert was quiet that night, unnaturally quiet. No coyotes, no insects, just the sound of our boots crunching against the dry earth and the occasional squawk of the radio. About an hour into the search, we hit a strange patch of terrain. Low mesquite trees twisted like arthritic hands, and a weird bowl-shaped clearing in the dirt. My gut twitched the way it does when something's not right. That's when I heard it. A whistle. 3 notes, software distant. Rising, falling, then rising again. I froze. My mind went straight to something I hadn't thought about in years. Something from my grandmother's stories, back when I was a kid. She'd whispered to us about El Silbón, the whistler, a cursed spirit carrying his father's bones in a sack. Appears when death is near. And she'd always say, if you hear the whistle close, you're safe. But if it sounds far away, he's right behind you. I tried to shake it off. Told myself it was the wind or maybe some bird call. Ruiz didn't hear it. He was focused, scanning the terrain, calling out readings. But my hands were already sweating on the grip of my rifle. 10 minutes later, we stumbled across a scene that stopped us cold. A fresh wooden cross stuck into the dry ground. Under it, bones. Stacked, neatly, human bones mixed with animal. A child's ribcage, a cracked femur, a skull missing its jaw. No blood, no signs of scavengers. Just that sickly sweet smell, like rotting fruit left in a hot car. Ruiz looked shaken. I told him to document it, take samples, and mark the location. He nodded and moved off toward the edge of the wash, out of my sight. Then I heard him over the radio. Agent Mendez, I think there's a kid out here. Static. Then again, softer. He's crying. Sounds hurt. I called back immediately. Nothing. I ran toward his last location, flashlight sweeping over the brush. That's when I saw it. One boot, just sitting there in the dirt, perfectly placed, not dropped. No drag marks, no struggle. And worse, the sand around it had been smoothed, like someone had erased where he went. I shouted again. That's when I heard the whistle, clear this time, and far. But somehow I felt it in my ear, not around me, inside me. And then the dragging started, like a sack being pulled over rocks. I turned. There was nothing there, but the air felt wrong, too thick, wet, like humidity after a storm, but there was no storm. And the smell, stronger now, flowers, rot, vinegar. The air itself tasted like spoiled meat. I flipped my scope on. Cold spot, 20 yards out, dead cold. Even the thermal couldn't explain it. Then it moved, tall, slender, almost human, but wrong, like it had too many joints, or the bones didn't match the skin. I couldn't see its face, just the outline of something dragging a heavy sack behind it, slumped low, like it was full of bones. It didn't walk, it glided. I aimed, fired twice. No effect. The figure dissolved, like smoke being pulled into the wind. Then I was on the ground. Don't remember falling. No Ruiz, no radio signal, just that damn whistle. They sent out search teams, drones, dogs, Blackhawks, even called in cartel intel. Official report says Ruiz was taken by smugglers. But I know better. That whistle still follows me. Some nights I hear it in my dreams. Sometimes when I'm out alone, checking a trail or marking brush, I hear those 3 notes. And the air gets sweet, too sweet. I don't tell anyone. They'd call me crazy. But the old stories, the ones about El Silbón, they're not stories, they're warnings. And if you ever find yourself alone in the desert, with no sound but wind and mesquite trees, pray you never hear a whistle in the distance, because if you do, he's already there. Thank you for watching Cryptid Encounter Stories. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying tales of the unknown. Your support helps keep the stories alive and the monsters lurking. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always keep an eye on the shadows.